always tell people I'm not an influencer. I was never a designer.
Okay.
I was always a businessman. I started one of my brands on a very initial stage. We built a website and everything, and I started making clothes. I even started modeling for my own clothes. Then I got ordered Reliance. Then we made for Fab India.
Hi guys, welcome back to a freshly curated episode for all of you. इससे पहले मैं आपको guest के बारे में बताऊँ, you know what to do. You have to go and subscribe to our channel. All the new listeners, all the new viewers, we bring out the best entrepreneurial and motivational stories across Jaipur, and your support means the world to us, and that one click can actually really help support us and ensure that we keep bringing out great stories for you over and over again every week, every Friday. So today's guest is Aamir Hussain. ही ऊपर से उनकी प्रोफाइल को देखो तो ऐसा लगता है कि ही इज़ एन इन्फ्लुएंसर, ठीक है, फैशन में ही इज़ too much into it, but there is so much more to his story which I got to know after I met him at a Diwali party recently. And he started his career from a media house. Then he was in the petroleum industry. He actually became like the youngest person in the petroleum association of Jaipur, and उसके बाद वो mining के business में आए and established that as well. Then now he has a garment, he's into the garment industry. So I'm so excited to dig in to this episode, talk about a lot more than just entrepreneurship. As you guys know, entrepreneurship is so much more than just commerce or money or accounts, whatever. It's a 360-degree dynamic in which your mental health, your personality, your emotional well-being, everything impacts so much, and I'm so excited to dive in. So stay tuned and I'll see you in the end. Bye-bye. Hello.
Hello.
What's up?
All good. How's your morning?
Good, yeah. Matlab, it's a little anxious when I have a shoot planned.
Okay.
You can pin it on your belt. How was your morning?
It was good. I went to the factory, then I came back for you, then I took a shower.
Oh.
Because I really like to be good looking whenever I'm on the camera.
That makes sense. Were you anxious about the shoot, or वो आप बहुत पीछे छोड़ आए हो life में?
No. Every shoot or every public podium is,
A cause
there's
for
a point when I get nervous. But yeah, अब थोड़ी सी आदत हो गई.
How do you deal with that? What is your self-talk like?
There's no self-talk. I always see that from what perspective I'm going to a certain place and what is the purpose. So if I'm solving the purpose, or maybe if I'm of help, then I'm okay with it. Then I'm confident that okay, I'll be doing something very productive.
Yeah.
So today when I was going to meet you, I was really happy, and I was telling my wife that today I'm so honored to be on your show.
Oh, so cute.
Yes.
Oh man. So I got a lot of briefings from you about your journey, but I am so excited to dive in because the dimensions, जो आपने mention की है, so many domains and so many such amazing work you have done. और कोई ऊपर से देखता है तो social media, it's just fashion, and which is also a very interesting topic to dig in on. But as an entrepreneur, you have achieved so much, like from a first into media, and then petroleum, and then mining, and then these are all very vast and very different domains.
That's true.
And what's your age at the moment?
I'll be now 30 this 14th November.
So you're really very young to be a part of so many things.
Actually, things happened with me very unplanned, and I didn't actually plan what I'm going to do. I didn't know that I'll be sitting in a mines deep into the forests. for a year.
Yeah.
And I'll be learning how to extract minerals and how to extract stones and bringing them out. And in that process, social media chodo, wahan pe there was no internet, there was nothing. Only thing that we had was those radios.
Oh,
And that also I had to borrow from my labor.
This was which era?
This was 2018.
Okay.
2018, just before Corona.
Yeah.
I was just figuring out my life, that what actually I have to do.
Oh.
So thankfully and by blessings of God, I come from a very influential family, and a family here has been a very big name into politics, and every one of them, they have never exploited the fact that they are powerful. We work every day, and every one of us, I've seen from my grandfather to my bade papa to my father, my chacha, all the children, and we all cousins, we work really hard every day so that we, maintain and sustain in this world.
Right.
So yeah.
So which of these were your family businesses? I would love to explore more about your lineage from your grandfather.
Okay. So my grandfather, Mr. Hafiz Mohammed, he is a very prominent name into politics, and he was an MLA from Mandal and Mandalgarh, and we also started businesses because of him. So we didn't have any businesses back then.
Okay.
And he came from a village. He started making good speeches, and I would love to say that we all are very good orators, because in school I also realized that okay, I can speak to the public, and maybe it's in our blood. So the only thing he had was a very sharp mind, and he was a really good orator, and hence he was really liked by the people. So then, so because he was hardworking and everything, so he got his positions in life. He became chairman of the Minority Commission, and then he was an MLA, and so he did a lot more. Like those shoes are very big to fill in.
Right.
So we all idealized him, and then he started businesses with petrol pumps. He built a hotel in Bhilwara. And then we started cotton and shirt fabric factories in Bhilwara.
So garments was the first?
Textiles. The fabrics.
Okay.
So we made fabrics, and I think our family is known for fabrics now. That we are producing denims, and we are producing cotton, shirting, suiting fabrics.
Oh, wonderful.
And now we are one of the largest suppliers of all these fabrics.
Oh, wonderful. So garment was there. Baki sab was they were started by you, or the other?
Nothing was started by me, except if you come down to 2011. So 2011 tak I was just thinking in my head that what are you going to do in life? Because in school I was only into extracurriculars. Main core of me stayed in the art. And there was nothing like कि मुझे तो गल्ले पे बैठना है या मुझे धंधा करना है या business join करना है. There was nothing like that.
There were no pressures also.
No pressures. No. Even now, my father and my family is so supportive. By the blessings of God, that they have never pressured me for anything, and I am the only child. Of my parents. So there was anyways no need to pressurize me. That ये कर लो बेटा, तुम्हें जॉब करनी पड़ेगी या तुम्हें धंधे पे ही बैठना पड़ेगा. Because when my grandfather was dividing the businesses, so my father took up petrol pumps and mining. So they are anyways labor oriented businesses. You started once, and then after a while they operation themselves. So that was a good life. But then in my heart I was always going to Bombay, because I really like journalism. I did my BMA from Bombay, and bachelor's in mass media and communication. Then I wanted to intern in a media house, so I went into a media house.
I saw this really cute picture of you and Ajay Dev. What were you guys doing?
So Ajay Devgan sir, he was one of my earliest mentors, because at that point when I was an intern, this movie Son of Sardar was being shot. And so we did a promotional event for them, and that's how I became a Sardar.
Oh, so cute.
So in my early life, after my college, I joined this internship
Yeah.
in one of the media houses, and my job was to bring coffee, newspapers, tea, magazines, and whatever my seniors wanted.
Yeah.
So my job was that.
Was it grounding?
Very grounding. I think every aspect of my life has been very grounding only. Because मुझे लोग कहते थे यहाँ जाओ, मैं वहाँ जाता था. So and that needed me to be grounded, because अगर मैं जो लोग कह रहे हैं उस रास्ते पे जाता, तो I would have never faced any problems, because that was such a smooth way to go. But
when you talk about a smooth way, what was the smooth way for you in 2011?
So 2011, if I just came out of college and joined my family business, that was the smoothest way.
Okay.
Because I just had to go and sit on a gaddi. That okay, petrol pump चल रहे हैं, mining चल रही है. My chacha and my bade papa are doing fabulous fabric business, textile business. So I could join them also. And we are very close family. So even my first cousins are like my real brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
So there's nothing कि ये उनका business है, ये हमारा business है. It's all the same. It's all in the house.
I have a very weird question here. How is it like living in a joint family for you?
It's beautiful. See, I always wanted to be a single child of my parents. My parents never felt a void, because there were always other children around. So they always were very okay with the fact that okay, we have a single child. And I was really happy. I didn't want to share my parents at all. And I always fought with my mother until I was 3 or 4, I guess. That whenever she used to ask me that, okay, should you get
another
a sibling?
brother,
and I
sister.
was like over the roof. I was like, never. Because see, being a Scorpion, I'm a Scorpio by the way. I'm highly into horoscopes. So being a Scorpion, we don't need a lot of people around. We sting if our share is being taken by others.
Yeah.
So that was it.
So we are at 2011 now, 2012.
Yeah.
You in the media house internship or after?
Yeah. So internship I did, and then I was thinking that I'll join some media house, become an anchor or something. In my college, people boasted me, and they, really hyped me that Aamir, you have a good face for the camera. So you should just. And I didn't want to just act in Bollywood. So that was not my forte. I wanted something very intellectual to happen.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, good. This is a good thing that I can, join a news channel and I can be an anchor or an orator.
Right.
But then I went to that field. That field is very good, very beautiful. But then I thought that it's a very long process for me to be sitting on that camera and on that desk and to be, reading out news, because it takes a lot.
Really?
And yeah, it takes a lot, because you have to intern, then you have to assist, and then you move forward.
Okay.
So then I thought that, okay, this hard work I can do, of course, but I didn't want to waste any time in my life. I just wanted to, just get going. And, I always wanted, because it's in my blood that we want to earn money.
Right.
And we cannot waste time.
Yeah.
So after a while, I did some of my gigs there in the media house and in the film industry and with the news channels.
Right.
Then one day I was sitting and chatting with my dad, and then my dad was asking me that, Aamir, what exactly are we going to do? Because no pressures, but he was just generally asking. Then I told him that, Dad, if I come back, then I would like to help you.
Yeah.
Because I always did. Whenever I was in boarding school, Mayo. So whenever I used to come back home in the holidays, I always used to go with my father, either to the petrol pumps or the mining, and I used to understand everything. So I had a brief knowledge of everything. So he was very happy, very glad that, okay, wonderful, my son is coming back.
Yeah.
So I came back, and the first thing I went to was the petrol pump. I learned everything. So if I take a project, I'm highly into it. Like I'll, din raat ek karke, I'll just be there and understand each and every aspect.
Right.
तो मैंने समझ लिया. पेट्रोल पंप में क्या होता है कि इट्स अ वेरी easy business. At the same time, for the new people, it's very difficult because you have to make a lot of contacts.
Okay. How does
contacts as in like there are people with whom you have to give credit. Okay, so there's a credit line.
Okay.
अगर किसी की बस या ट्रक एजेंसी है, so they'll only come to us.
अच्छा.
They'll not go somewhere else.
Okay.
तो अब ये हमारी सालों से बंधी हुई है. So I got in touch with all of them. Now they know me. Everything is set. Now what to do? And I cannot just fold my hands and sit on a chair. That okay, चल रहा है and I'm just scrolling my phone. No, I need to do something. So then I told my father, okay, next what do we have? He said we have mining. So I said okay, I'll be going to the mines. So then there is a lot of if you travel every day or every alternate day, there's a lot of traveling happening.
Right.
And I don't like the time to be wasted. So I said okay, I'll stay there only.
Oh.
Yeah.
Which area was this?
It is an area which is on the borders of Gujarat.
Acha.
Yeah,
okay.
near Dungapur.
Okay.
So I went there. I loved it there in the starting. Okay, this is such an adventurous life.
Yeah.
And we were extracting minerals. So we extract minerals like mica, quartz, feldspar.
Okay.
And I was learning all into it. Things were passing. It was winters when I just moved there. So it was all good. Then the summers came. Then I was a little, I was thinking, okay, should I be staying here even now? But then I stayed. I became all pushpa. Then that okay, no, I will be here and all that. So I learned that also. Then that whole process, I learned that how extraction is done and how the product is dispatched.
Yeah.
That also happened.
Yeah.
Until 2015, I was in Bombay.
Okay.
I was doing internship and all that. 2016 I came, so it was now 2017, and 2018 we are again sitting. So then I generally I came back to my city, Bhilwara. I belong to Bhilwara.
Okay.
So I kept sitting in the office and managed everything. Then the corona happened.
Oh.
So corona happened and people were sad, of course, and it was a sad time. But somewhere I was very happy because I got time to think that what exactly are we going to do, like me, because somewhere I knew that I belong to a world where there is a little glamour, but what I am doing right now, I am hidden inside my shell, and however hard work I do, I would never be able to bring out that Aamir. And that world should see. I'm not saying that the world must see. That should see, because I want to give them something by the things I do. Right now what I'm doing is B2B. There's nothing B2C. So then I made a plan for I think 2019 and 2020 that I will start a clothing line, because I was already into fabrics. So I was like, no, I should be doing garmenting now. I would make clothes for people.
Right.
And I would help people look good in my clothes. So I came to Jaipur and took admission in a very, very humble college here. So they taught me the basics of designing. I took admission in that college just to gain knowledge. And those people did really a fabulous job. And they told me everything.
In 2019?
No, not 2019, because 2019 Corona was still going on. 2020.
2020. Oh,
2020 starting I came, and there was all the whole protocol was going on with the COVID. But I was like very happy to learn everything about stitching and garmenting, because I had no idea, and my family was never into it. We were only making textiles and fabrics. So I made good connections in college, and my batchmates, I always knew that I would be giving them work, because I used to arrive and these students were always very young from me. So they knew that okay, अगर हमें ये college के बाद काम लेना है तो Aamir will be the person, and I assured them that you will never have a problem. You just help me learn things. So they were really sweet, and they taught me how to cut patterns on the brown paper. Then they taught me how to cut fabrics, how the fusing is done, how the stitching is done. how the product is packed. Then we had a full course about shipping and marketing.
Oh, wow.
So I was really glad, and I was like, this thing, this is something of my own, and this will be mine.
Yeah.
And there will be no association, and this is something that I would love to do for the rest of my life.
Right.
So then I started one of my brands on a very initial stage. We built a website and everything, and I started making clothes. I even started modeling for my own clothes because I wanted to save up the capital.
Yeah.
I just bought, I think, 4 or 5 machines. Earlier, I was getting the whole production done in a job work from someone else who had a factory.
Yeah.
Then I bought my own 4 or 5 machines, and I started getting the production done. I think that was the most difficult times to handle 4 or 5 machines because there's a mastergy, there are tailors, and tailors, you can never get hold of them. I had to handle them, and I was really, really naive into this field and young. So even the tailors thought, "Kya hi aata hoga isko? तो हम इसको उल्लू बनाएंगे." So then I learned from that. That अच्छा उल्लू भी ऐसे बनाया जाता है. So you always have to become an उल्लू first.
Yeah.
I've learned that in life.
Right.
कि अच्छा इसकी कॉस्टिंग इतनी है तो क्यों है, ये हम नहीं सोचते. पहले हम हमेशा जब भी कोई बिजनेस मैंने देखा है, एंड ऑल द प्रिविलेज्ड पीपल आई सी कि अच्छा इतने में चलो बनने दो, इतने में क्या नुकसान है, मतलब इट्स वेरी चीप. नो, द थिंग इज देन व्हेन यू विल गो फॉर वॉल्यूम्स. अभी तो आप एक शर्ट बना रहे हो तो आपको प्राइस नहीं पता चल रहा, लेकिन जब आप 1 लाख शर्ट बनाओगे तो आपको पता चलेगा कि वो 1 रुपया कितना भारी पड़ रहा है आपको. सो आई लर्न दैट फ्रॉम ऑल दोज इंस्टेंसेस. Then I was like, now I have to do a big game. Now 2 years had passed. So then I, wanted that I should be working for other brands, because how much ever I try to, push my brand into the market, there will always be a competition. Yeah. And either I can be productive or I can be a full-fledged accountant kind of a businessman who is always checking numbers. Yeah. So I was like, the best thing I can do now is to make clothes for other people. Okay. So my designs were being liked by all. I used to wear my clothes. Even now I am wearing myself. Oh. So people knew कि अच्छा ये कपड़े तो टंग के बना लेता है, मतलब बुरे नहीं बनाएगा ये. So I got first order from a very that was also a startup brand. Then I got order. The next order was like Reliance. So we were making for Reliance. Then we made for Fab India. And then I thought that, okay, now it's good. This business is good. This business is doing volumes. Yeah. And I can sustain my business. Right. So now we only take up these big brands who give us volumes. And yes, so that's how my journey got directed into garments now. Yeah. So you are disassociated from all the other businesses, or do you still like? No. I still every day with my father I do banking for the petrol pumps, because petrol pumps need everyday banking. We have to call for the diesel, the petrol, and all that. So I do that every day. I am very close to my parents. Although they live in Bhilwara and I live here, but they keep coming and I keep going. So, but we have this, that we will never be distant in any aspect, neither family or business. Yeah. We'll always be working together, living together, and have a happy life. I had this question in my mind before, but I think I can guess that answer now somewhere. Yeah. In all these domains is, which one is your favorite? My favorite is garment. Garment? Yeah. I had this in my mind, because looking at your story, the way you channelized everything into this, I think it's very inspiring. And you could have easily hired like anyone to do, the cutting and the stitching and a lot of other minute things, which are actually the big thing. Then you focused entirely on it. The only fear that I had was that nobody should make a fool out of me. Right. Because if I just hired a master ji and he told me कि इसका इतना पैसा लगता है, इसमें इतना कपड़ा लगता है, so there are minute things that you have to see. कि 1 सेंटीमीटर भी अगर ज़्यादा है तो then there's your profit or a loss. Yeah. Right. So you really have to catch up with it. That आपको वो चीज़ें नहीं करनी है जो आपको नुकसान पहुंचा सके.
Right. I want to dig deep into how production for big companies. एक तो first of all वो partnerships कैसे होती है? What kind of people are they looking at for viewers who come from textile? And we know that जयपुर में है बहुत ज़्यादा लोग and young generation who is getting into textiles. First of all, you mentioned कि बड़ी companies के साथ काम करना it's a profitable business because volume ज़्यादा होती है and you can easily sustain your business. तो what advice do you have for people for such partnerships? वो कैसे pursue कर सकते हैं?
See, in Jaipur, I meet a lot of people who want to be designers.
Yeah.
Okay, so designing and doing a garment business.
Yeah.
First of all, that is these two are different things. Okay, so if a designer comes to me and says that okay, tomorrow I want to do a big business.
Yeah.
And I want to make things for big brands.
Yeah.
That is not going to happen. First of all, you need to understand the business, keep the designing part aside.
Okay.
If you're a designer, I would always advise that focus on your designs. Let some investor or a funding agency to come in and handle the business.
Yeah.
Because their productivity is really important for their own survival as well. Just imagine that someone has been designing and their head is always being
in the creative
space. It will be very painful for them to be judged with numbers.
Yeah.
So I would always say that focus on the designing. If you're a businessman, focus on the business. I was never a designer.
Okay.
I was always a businessman. I just had to learn how the designing part
That's
works.
Fair. Yeah.
Because if I hire a designer, I would demand on them.
Yeah.
That the designer should never feel that okay, my boss doesn't know anything. I can just make anything on the paper and give it to them.
Yeah.
Although I love designers. So if you have to do a partnership with any big brand, the first thing that you need to do is make samples.
Okay.
Show them. You have to.
Are they easily accessible?
They are not. But yeah, you have to move around. Now you are seeing me in all these events where the glamour is happening.
Yeah.
But earlier I never used to be in the events because I was always busy showing my samples.
Right.
To the offices, to the vendors.
Right.
I spent most of my time in Bapu Bazaar, where I wanted all these shopkeepers to take my stuff, but they were like, "Ye bahut महंगा hai," and we don't sell such stuff. And I was like, okay, my stuff is expensive.
Yeah.
So I'll respect that, and I'll sell it to the people who can actually see worth in it. When I shifted to Jaipur, I used to live right here.
Oh, your family is still in Bhilwara?
Yeah. All of them are in Bhilwara. They love Bhilwara. Even I love Bhilwara. But the only thing is that my goals and my perspective always takes me to somewhere else.
So if I give you to choose between Mumbai, Bhilwara and Jaipur?
Jaipur. Because Jaipur is in the middle. Jaipur is very close to Bhilwara.
Yeah.
My family loves Jaipur. And I love Jaipur.
Yeah.
I have one of the most great groups of friends here.
Yeah.
They are very important.
Are you still in touch with all the Mayoites or
I'm only best friends of mine are my Mayo people. Just imagine when you spend 5th standard to 12th standard with some people in the same campus. So they become your family.
Yeah.
Like I think I have spent more time with them than my own family. Because I used to meet my family in the holidays. But with them I was like being, I think 200 days I was with my people, Mayo people.
Right.
In a year. So they are really, really close to me, and we always bring each other up. If there's any problem, if anyone needs any help or starting a new thing, we are always there. And I think that is a real friendship. I think I've only seen real friendship with these people.
Who you stayed with since childhood?
Yeah, because they know you. You have grown up in front of them.
Right.
And they have seen you cry, they have seen you laugh, they have seen you getting, beaten up by the teachers or being bullied. Yeah. So, although Mayo was really good and we didn't have all those things much, but still, they see everything.
Right.
So, you feel very close to them.
Yeah, so we were
that
talking
partnership.
about partnerships.
So, yeah, then you have to give samples. you have to touch the right base.
Yeah.
Somewhere you have to find people, and you'll have to do some hard work there at least.
Yeah.
Where you get to know these people, maybe LinkedIn. Now there are so many people who are handling brands, like other agencies.
Right.
So you can contact them and you can show your designs. You have to email them, maybe 1,000 email, but you have to just be visible to them that okay, you are someone, you are creating something. Maybe your product is unique, or you have to just prove that maybe your product is best.
Yeah.
And then maybe someday they will contact you.
Do you remember the email you wrote to Fab India.With?
No, so Fab India and all the other brands came via to me.
Okay.
They never came directly to me. So, and plus, it's just not that I emailed people who had small brands.
Okay.
So somewhere those emails, got me in touch with a lot of people in the city. Okay, Aamir does this work, and maybe if someday we need a production help, second hand, so we can touch base with Aamir. So that way, because when I came to Jaipur, nobody knew me, and I was completely new. And see, if I was working in Bhilwara, every other person knows my family, and because of my family, they know me. So there was no problem there if I was working there. But in Jaipur is a big city compared to Bhilwara, and so touching base is everything, and you have to just come out. Also, I would like to mention that before this year, like 2023, if you were attending all the events, you never saw me, although I was here since 2019. Because I was always into my own work events. I was pitching people, I was going for meetings, and I wanted to be known here in the big business segment, and not in the glamour segment. But now, after the business is settled and everything is on a platform now. Now I thought that okay, now I can really meet people in Jaipur. And when I met them, they are so beautiful people, all of them. They are so accepting, and I never felt that I'm someone new. And yes, hence I did that all my social media feeds.
When did your social media influencing journey started?
Okay, so I always tell people I'm not an influencer, and influencer,
which is just being modest, because I'm sure you influence a lot of men who are looking for fashion idols and icons.
Okay.
So, and then backed with an entrepreneurial side of you, that you are actually manufacturing the clothes that you are styling so well. So I'm sure a lot of men in Jaipur would, and even I'm sure you would have a wider audience than just Jaipur. They look up to you for your fashion sense, and that is called influence. So you are an influencer.
Okay,
Don't be modest, Aamir.
Okay.
I'm sure you were into fashion for the longest of time, but I've heard about your fitness transformation as well. So how was your childhood like, and how did you transform into a mindset of hustler and a fit person? How did it happen?
So there's a very interesting thing that when I was a kid, I was really cute, but at the same time I was really fat. And so I had like tires, like 1 tire, 2 tires, 3 tires. And so
this was till which year?
I think till I was 12 or 13 years old.
Achha, okay.
Because I had that rigid fat, which was just not going by anything, any means. Like the normal ones. I went out of board to, just get it out. Then obviously I could, but you're a child, and what more can you do? Just run until your capacity allows you and your stamina allows. So I tried all that, but I was always that kid who just gaal hamesha लोग खींचते रहते थे या जिसके फ्लैप्स हमेशा पकड़ के ऐसे लोग टीज करते रहते थे.
And added to the bullying as well, I'm sure.
Yeah, it was like, hey you fatty, you know, come here, do that work. Okay, you cannot run, so just walk. So I used to be a.
Were you kicked out of fitness like activities?
Oh yeah. I remember once we had to do that wall climbing by the rope, and so my whole school was going to do it.
Yeah.
And I was really excited that okay, now this is something very adventurous, and I am an adventurous person.
Yeah.
So I was like, good, great. And I didn't sleep the other night because of an excitement. That okay, next day I'm going to, you know, pull rope and, you know, get on the roof.
Yeah.
That was an activity with all the harness and everything.
Yeah.
So I was excited. So next day when we went there, those harness people said that this boy cannot go up.
Okay.
And I was like, why? They were like, you are little, you know, the ropes might not be able to handle you there.
Yeah.
And you might come down faster than you go up.
Right.
Then you might go up only. So I was like, अच्छा, तो ये है फंडा. Being, you know, a non-fit guy.
Yeah.
And that day was like very painful for me. मतलब अब तो हमें पेन अलग होते हैं. मतलब जब थोड़े बड़े हुए थे तो प्यार वाले पेन हुए, फिर और बड़े हुए तो बिजनेस पेन हुए, फिर फैमिली के जो चीजें होते हैं. बट दैट टाइम दैट वाज ह्यूज फॉर मी. दैट आई वाज सो एक्साइटेड, आई डिडंट स्लीप द अदर नाइट, एंड यू आर आस्किंग मी नॉट टू चढ़ो द रोप. देन आई डिसाइडेड, I think I was 12 then. Then I decided that no, this has to stop, and I need to transform.
Right.
And I will, you know, prove each one of these. I would not use much words. I would, you know, show each one of these people that you know, I can climb the rope.
Yeah.
Just that.
Metaphorically. Also.
Yeah. The next I remember was that morning 4:30 a.m. I used to wake up. I used to take a whole round of my whole school. My school was more than 500 acres.
Okay.
So there was this whole mayo round that I used to take in the morning, in the evening, then the next morning, then the next evening, and so my whole family is very foodie, and that's why I think we get that you know, a little bulkier physique. So I started cutting down on my food also.
Okay.
I started eating only dal, chawal, and no rotis for a little while.
Yeah, this was mess food or this was
mess food? Mess food.
Achha,
mess
okay.
food. So,
oh man, मतलब staying in a restricted environment, या तो ऐसा होता है ना कि when you shift your environment you change a few things.
Right.
But staying in the same environment is like 100% shift of mind. That you know, कल से मैं ये नहीं.
Yeah, because if I was at home, my mom will, you know, definitely ठूसों में पराठा and, you know, korma and all पनीर लबाबदार, तो वो कभी भी अचीव नहीं होता मुझसे. But I was in my own zone, and mess में we can choose what to eat and what not to eat. So I just chose to eat apples in breakfast and dal in the afternoons. And you know, again in the evenings maybe just dal chawal, because I felt very nauseous if I was eating empty stomach.
Okay.
Because your body, you know, it's a shock for the body कि ये हो क्या रहा है मेरे साथ. अभी तक तो मुझे इतना भरा जा रहा था, और ये अब बिल्कुल सब कुछ इसने उड़ा दिया है सिरे से. तो then I was like, okay, and for that age I had to be really, you know, the willpower had to be really strong to do all this.
Right.
So there was never a point when I said chuck it. Because I was so angry from that rope climbing incident. So I did that, I think by the age of I was 12, 13, 14. In 2 years I was in shape. And then 15, 16 tak I thought that okay, now I'm ready to, you know, Bollywood is going to see me. But
I'm arriving.
I arrived. And you know, fitness gives you that confidence.
Yeah.
I understood that, you know, there was always a difficulty, I remember, in finding clothes for me when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Because मुझे हमेशा बड़ों की ही measurements आती थी, और फिर मुझे I had to get the pants and shirts altered.
Yeah.
So I then I started getting clothes of my size, and that was a huge boost.
Yeah.
That was very rewarding, and
Okay.
I think that gave me a big mental boost. That okay, if I put my mind to something, then anything and everything is achievable.
Right. Learning that lesson very early, I think, would have
Yeah.
been a really big shift in your headspace.
True. So I was like, now okay, so whenever I have to do anything, I will just put everything into it,
Yeah.
and that's how my mental stability got into a fix.
Right. So these 2 years were just running, or what else? What?
So I did running, I played sports, I took part in every activity
Okay.
which was related to fitness.
Okay.
So
no regular gyms and
no. In those times, I was too young for
too.
gymming.
Right.
So I thought that gymming is not a good idea, although we had a very good gym. But I ran. So I think running is the best exercise if you want to cut fat.
Right.
And if you are passing by the age of 25, then maybe weight training is the best thing to lose fat.
So what's your routine now?
So now I work out for at least 1.5 hours every day.
Okay. This is what time?
And this is in the mornings from 6 to 8.
Okay.
And or if I don't get time in the morning, sometimes I have to go to the factory early. So I do it in the nights. So when I come back at around 8 o'clock,
Right.
8 to 9:30. So I do that, but I make sure that I do it.
Right.
So
And coming back to your headspace, how did you take care of your mental health at that point? Is that a concept that exists
it
in
is a
your
big concept.
dictionary?
Because no, that is dictionary की जगह लिखा हुआ है mental peace. So my cover book is mentally, stable.
Yeah.
Because I think that if you're right here and if you're sane here,
Right.
then you'll find saneness in everything.
Absolutely.
If you are not thinking right, or maybe if your perception is not positive,
Yeah.
then you'll find negative in everything. So I remember whenever I used to have negative thoughts, I used to hear very positive songs. I think I have followed Raj Kapoor Saab and Devanand. I've never heard those sad songs where all the people love sad songs.
Yeah.
But I just didn't like them. The vibe was not right. That okay, this is somewhere in my heart and my head, it's making me a little sad, or maybe making me remember bad times.
Right.
So I always go for good songs. Even if I'm sad or maybe I'm feeling down a little, I'll always hear positive songs, very spirit boosting songs, so that okay, somewhere now my mind knows that okay, things are fine. Maybe
Right.
not visually, but the audio is good.
Yeah.
So you'll have to operate your mind, and you'll have to take care of your mind. We just take care of our bodies
Right.
only, mostly, or we just take care of our business, or we are always trying to make things happen. But first the mind has to happen.
Yeah.
The mental space and the mental peace has to happen.
Yeah.
This is big superpower actually, and nobody talks about it much. But people are really contained in their heads. And I always talk to people more so that I can help them to get out of their fix. Like they are fixated on some points that अगर किसी के साथ XYZ कुछ हुआ है, they are fixated, they are not getting out of it.
Yeah.
So XYZ चीजें होती हैं, ABC भी होती हैं. Like things are supposed to happen. We are human beings. But how you see them, the perspective is the perspective positive. That is the thing that really matters. Because उदास कब तक रहोगे? See, if you have to be sad, there is no timeline.
Yeah.
कि हम कब तक उदास हैं. There should be a breaking point. कि अच्छा आज मैं उदास हूँ, चलो ठीक है, कल मैं ठीक हो जाऊंगा, परसों मैं ठीक हो जाऊंगा. You cannot just live like that.
Absolutely.
But you tell me about yourself. That how do you manage your mental peace?
Cut out of toxic people.
That's true.
100%. Fitness, no matter जितना भी कर पाओ, जितने space में. I've cut out on sugar, which is really helping me clear my thoughts.
Right.
क्योंकि जितना तुम indulge कर रहे हो ना, it's literally impacting your brain and your thoughts.
Right.
क्योंकि वो बार-बार वो dopamine का kick मिले जा रहा है, and you know, and you're getting lazier and you're getting energy levels are dropping, and you're not even realizing all of this. Living in your space, you know, कोई चीज फालतू की तुम्हें अटैक ना कर पाए easily. So being in that space, I think, helps me a lot, and it's very, very important, you know. Like I have been in a space जो बहुत ही ज़्यादा low थी, and then pulling yourself out of it, and I feel a passion project helps.
Right.
You find a purpose within that, and the dark spaces are actually the spaces where you can find your passion. तो जब वो मिलता है, then I think.
Like you remember I told you that rope climbing thing?
Yeah.
So if I just had got fixated कि अरे
ठीक है अब आगे बढ़ो.
अब तो मैं जो है अब तो I'm fat, I cannot climb the rope.
हाँ, you took that label.
हाँ.
और वो तुमने seriously ले लिया और तुम वहीं बैठे रह गए तो.
हाँ, तो if you can change, then change.
Yeah.
You know, don't trouble your mind about thinking कि नहीं मेरे साथ ये कैसे हो गया, and people are like कि ये मेरे साथ कैसे हो सकता है, अरे have you come from another planet? Things happen with everyone. Like even the ones you idealize, even they have been in trouble at some point.
Right.
And the people who actually want to do a lot of things in life, they are always in trouble. Ask me. Whenever you think that maybe your things are not working out, or there are a lot of bumps on your route, always talk to me, call me, reach out to me on my Instagram.
Yeah.
Because the world is supposed to be like that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, what, we cannot become saints, all of us.
True. You can lose your mind as often as you know, traffic itna hai, and then by the time you are at work, you are like such a shitty day. But that one moment, जब तुम सोच लो कि यार, let's put this aside. Let's focus on what I can do with the time that's left. I think change of perspective, like you said, वो काफी चीजें बदल देता है.
So there's a very small example. Like whenever I am stuck in traffic, I always observe people around me. And okay, see this guy, you know, he's wearing this shirt, and you have to deviate your mind.
Yeah.
That okay, someone is looking beautiful. Okay, that you know, flower vendor is doing such a good job.
Yeah.
He has so many colors today, and so small things matter. It's just that where you put your mind into.
Yeah.
What you put your mind into.
Yeah. If you look at the positive things, I think you go into that zone of positivity.
That's.
अगर तुम्हें सभी बुरा दिख रहा है, and then you're absorbing it all.
Yeah.
तो you are down.
Yeah, and. Always remember that the greatest stories come from troubles and miseries. Yeah. Because if they were not molded with troubles, then I think they didn't have to do anything to come out as you know, heroes or heroines.
True.
So you have to be grinded. We all have to be grinded a bit, and that's completely okay.
Yeah.
So what about food? What do you like to eat?
Eat. I'm waiting for that korma party still.
Yeah, we will have to do that. My wife cooks amazing food.
You are a cook yourself?
Oh yeah, I cook on Sundays.
Yeah, which is very famous on your Instagram.
I don't know how, because I remember once we were having a lazy Sunday, and I told my wife that okay, today is Sunday, you don't have to do anything, and we have to give our wives, you know, off days, because they do so much for us, and all the women in the family, in all of our families, they do such great job at keeping everything in place for us, so that we can go out and conquer things, and that's why we all men feel proud, because we are going out and earning. Although now I'm really happy that even women are going out and earning, and they are living fabulous lives. But yeah, all those women who are choosing to be in the house,
Yeah.
they have to be rewarded.
Hmm.
So yeah, so one Sundays I just woke up and I was like in a very happy mood that today there's no work and I will do something productive because
Yeah.
I'm someone who cannot sit. I can not just sit on in front of the TV and spend the whole day.
Yeah.
So I was like, मैं क्या करूँ? Then I told my wife कि see today you be in the bed. I'll go to the kitchen and I'll bring you stuff here.
Okay.
So I went to the kitchen and I thought that okay I'll just put on the camera also while I'm doing because I'm looking good. Last night I sprayed my hair and everything, so the hair were intact. Camera on and I made the coffee. So that video came decent. So I was like, ये अच्छी चीज़ है. तो shoot also while you're making things.
Right.
Because पहला प्यार तो मेरा कैमरा ही था. So I made coffee. I gave it to her. She was surprised. She was really happy. And when I saw that happiness on her face, I was like कि अब तो मैं और कुछ भी बनाऊंगा. Then I came. सब मैं बना दूंगा. So then I went back to the kitchen. Then again I thought that okay I'll make something. Then the first day I made pancakes. The first video I shot.
Yeah.
So I was like कि मैं pancake बनाऊंगा. फिर मैंने Google किया कि pancake में क्या क्या डलता है. So I got everything and then I shot the video with pancakes. That pancakes she ate and she was even more happy. That okay Aamir you're not bad at cooking.
Yeah.
Then you get a boost. कि अच्छा ये भी है हमारे अंदर. And that's how I discovered that okay cooking is not bad and cooking is this is happening every Sunday. Although I always make up for my Instagram whenever I'm not cooking. I post something else. So yeah, then I'm mostly I'm always every Saturday after work I'm thinking when my friends are calling me that Aamir we are going here and there and where are you? We have to go out and party. I'm telling that I'm going for grocery shopping and maybe to buy a pan because tomorrow I'll be cooking. So they're like अच्छा ये इंसान ही बदल गया है. So things that come out of passion, then you don't need anything because you get a purpose. So like if I have a purpose on Sunday, I don't need my Saturday nights to be in the parties or to be out.
Yeah.
Because I have a bigger purpose the next day to make my wife happy. I think that's the biggest purpose we all men can have, to make our wives and our mothers and our sisters happy.
Right.
So yeah, that's the story behind cooking.
It's a fun story. I'm sure you have refined your skills by now.
Yeah, now I know how much namak and mirchi
स्वाद
अनुसार has to be put. ना ज़्यादा ना कम. स्वादिष्ट एकदम.
ठीक है. मैं रिव्यू डाल दूंगी अपने पेज पे.
Please do.
Come for a dinner.
You can even shoot a video. Cooking.
Done. Done.
We can do that.
Absolutely.
We'll have diversities in your page.
Done. I'm so thankful that we met at Aishwarya's Diwali party.
Oh yeah.
It was so much fun.
See, that's why I started going to parties.
Yeah.
I meet people like you.
You meet so many people.
Yeah.
And the fact that we just randomly sat together and you remembered me from some video, Natasha's video, I think.
Yeah.
So.
And that's why, see, you are getting popular.
Yeah.
And can you please tell that story which you showed me my picture in your phone?
Oh yeah, so his recent picture in front of City Palace, and a lot of his pictures are very Jaipur centric, and it's a vibe, it's a Jaipur vibe. So I think I saw him somewhere, or I was so I handle marketing for Native, so I was scrolling through Native's page, and I might have seen him from someone else's story. So I sent his picture to my profile from Native's page कि यार इनको मेरे को बुलाना है show पे. And then this was like Saturday, and we met on the next Sunday, like a week, 8 days after, and he was right in, and मैं सोच रही हूँ कि यार ये बंदे को देखा हुआ है, मैंने कहाँ देखा है. And then immediately he like followed me on TheDiviShow. I checked out his profile, and I'm like, I've seen this profile somewhere, and I rechecked it. I'm like, God, this was manifested. I think I manifested this this podcast with you.
See, things happen.
Absolutely.
You just have to go
And
out.
the fact that you knew about me and you like, bring me on the show.
Yeah.
I have this. And grabbing that opportunity, I think that makes an entrepreneur truly. कि
Yeah.
सामने opportunity दिख रही है, कर दो.
See, I don't wait.
Yeah,
कि
don't
अच्छा,
wait.
कब ये इंसान मुझसे पूछेगा कि अच्छा.
And we met like this Sunday and today is what, Tuesday.
Yeah.
We're doing it. So yeah, just being
कुछ भी हो सकता है.
yeah,
कभी भी हो सकता है. So you always have to be ready.
right, absolutely.
The only zest of life is that you be ready to live.
Yeah,
Life will show you stars.
right, absolutely.
You don't go out, life will show you darkness. I think
Yeah,
that's a theory.
we were discussing this off camera also. He also started going to a lot of events in 2023, and I am also getting called to a lot of events. And now we feel like we were just existing before, and we are actually living now. Because Mumbai की life जो I'm sure आपने भी अपने टाइम पे मैंने जो देखी थी, it was very vibrant और crowd है and there's that zeal in the youth.
Right.
But when you're in Jaipur, you're cut off from a lot of things and you don't go out.
Right.
It feels like क्या sad city है and क्या चल रहा है ये. And then after 2-3 years of our hard work, we are here. And
Right.
it's the loveliest place. Like, we both don't want to leave it. So
Right. I remember when I first came to Jaipur and I started my small factory.
yeah.
I used to sometimes sleep at the factory. So
Okay.
going to the parties and events was out of question.
Yeah.
And now I think this was the right time for me to step out because
Absolutely.
see, I never had a godfather here. कि मतलब किसी को मैंने चाचा या मामा बना लिया हो
हाँ.
and उन्होंने फिर मेरे लिए पूरा रास्ता आसान कर दिया हो. No, I had to make my way smooth
Yeah.
by going from the bumpy way.
Yeah.
So I remember those times, and now I see myself going to all these parties. It is such a privilege.
Yeah.
So you have to earn these things.
Right.
Why should people know you? Because maybe you have done something right,
Yeah.
and maybe you have something to give them or take from them.
Yeah.
Then you are ready to be in the social circles.
Yeah.
And that time I didn't feel that I deserve to be in the social circle as yet because
Yeah.
there are huge people here, and maybe I won't fit in.
Yeah.
But when I was ready, I came out of my cocoon, and then things happened organically.
Yeah.
Like how I met you, very organic.
Absolutely.
So how I was invited to that party or any of the parties because of hard work or because
Yeah.
maybe people saw my work.
Absolutely. मेरे को जब ऐश्वर्या का पहला वो आया था, I'm like, भेज दिया होगा ऐसे ही, I don't know. मतलब, why will she call me on a Diwali party?
Yeah.
And then she met me at Native and she like, you have to come. I come for all your events. You have to come this time.
So all these people are really sweet.
Yeah, they're really good. And
really sweet.
again, it's about value sharing. You
Correct.
come together, you have a sacred value, and it's mostly built on hard work.
Correct.
And consistent efforts. Like everyone that I meet, be it Tusharika in the circle, be it Radhika or Aishwarya, they've all built something on their own with consistent effort and
That's true.
that drive.
That's
So when you come together and share that value,
That's true. So this is, I think, very ironic
yeah.
that all of us who got connected were already, hustling,
Yeah.
and we all have a purpose to attain.
Yeah. There was this drive in all of us.
Yeah, and all these things came
Yeah.
on the way,
Right.
and they just, added up to our journey,
Right.
and they are just adding up now. I think networking and making connections is equally important.
Absolutely.
You don't go to parties just for drinking and having a good time, but maybe to have a better time in the future.
Yeah. And then I think, put that manifestations also out. Like when I was looking for guests. So I came to that party thinking that I'll find someone, and I found someone.
Wow.
So
That's a compliment.
yeah, it is.
No, because I never imagined that I'll be on a show like this. Because I was thinking, चलो अभी तो मैं अपना काम कर रहा हूँ, अभी तो बहुत टाइम है जब तक ये सारा will come to me.
Yeah.
But I think God has already planned everything.
Yeah.
And He gives it to us at the right time.
Inshallah.
Maybe tomorrow I will not have much hair. I would be looking very good on the interviews. So मैं अभी कर लेता हूँ 10 सालों में.
हो गई. This is my boni. मैंने बोनी कर दिया आपकी.
Right. Thank you so much.
Thank you for being here. It's a pleasure having you.
Same here.
I hope you have a very, very happy Diwali with your family.
Yes.
This will be released on Dhanteras.
Yes. Okay.
So,
wonderful.
So yeah, I hope
I want Lakshmi
everyone.
Maa ki kripa.
Yeah.
All around me.
Wishing everyone a very happy Diwali. Stay
Happy
safe.
Diwali.
Run towards prosperity. You can.
And positivity.
Yes. And have fun.
Have fun. Always have fun. And hustle and work hard.
Right. Thank you guys. See you in the next episode.
Bye.